morning. This is going to be a couple of items that I want to put together to show people how easy it is to put together homemade bread. And also, I'm going to show you how to make your own vanilla in a pressure cooker. It doesn't have to be an Instant Pot, it can be any pressure cooker. And also, if there's time, I want to show you how to make your own yogurt along with your own either ricotta cheese or cream cheese. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so here we go. I've already pulled out everything we're going to need, and I'm going to put the camera down, well, the phone actually, so you can see the ingredients. Now this is my way of doing this. I've been putting bread together for over 20 years, and this recipe is like a godsend to me. There's no kneading. It's actually the best bread you will ever eat. This recipe you can take and make any kind of pastry, doughs, breads, recipes out of it. This is just going to be a plain either sandwich loaf, and if I have enough bread or dough left over, I may do an artisan style, but we'll see how it goes. So here we go. Let me show you our ingredients. Okay, I've got my big bucket because this is going to go in the refrigerator overnight. But in the meantime, this evening, it's now 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to make this, and throughout the evening it's going to rise. So you want a large bowl of some kind. This is about a cup, and I don't have the grams or anything like that right now. But this is like a cup and a quarter of milk. You can use water or whey from the yogurt that you make. That's what I was planning on doing because I wanted to make the yogurt first, but this kind of got out of sync for me. But anyway, this is about a cup and a quarter of milk. We may have to add to that depending on how the dough or the flour reacts to it being mixed. So I'm going to warm this up. And this amount of milk, I usually warm it for a minute and 40 seconds. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to take our oil, our honey, here's our sourdough starter, our salt. Let me get, what do we need? Sourdough, honey. Oh, I know what it was. Never mind. Here we go. I need a measuring cup. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add some commercial yeast to the sourdough bread. And the only reason I'm doing that is for my sister and whoever else is a little bit finicky over using sourdough or not having sourdough at all. You can use yeast. So if you have your yeast, you want to put in here at least 2.5 teaspoons to cover the sourdough. But we're going to use the sourdough and a little bit of yeast just for just to make sure. Because there's nothing more frustrating than doing all of this work and it doesn't rise. So this is for my sister. Okay, so I always put a little bit of whole wheat. Uh-oh, there goes Andy. In my breads. Unless whoever I'm baking for requests it not to be added. So we're going to put 1 cup of whole wheat. Now this flour also is not a name brand flour. This is just an Amazon flour that I paid I think $1.71 for 5 pounds. I got out of the expensive flours because they're expensive. Okay, so let me stop here. All right, I'm going to add my yeast to this. Now you don't have to add the yeast. If you feel comfortable just using your sourdough, be my guest. This is for my sister and anyone else who's a little bit finicky over using sourdough, or if you don't have any sourdough at all. Okay, I'm going to put your milk in here. You want to mix it up. Now also, if you want to embellish this or make it into you know, a more enriched dough, you can add an egg or 2 eggs, which I do quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of honey. You can also use sugar, brown sugar, honey, molasses. I use molasses a lot. So we're going to put our honey in there. A little bit of sweetener goes a long, long way. You don't take so much as taste it. It just goes a long way. Okay, so let's add our oil. This is a combination olive oil and sunflower. So I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of that. This is all easy, easy, easy. If you have it, it's easy. Just dump and go. Then I'm going to add my sourdough. Now this sourdough is about 300 grams, so that's what I'm going to add. I can get it out. Come on, there we go. I'm going to stir it in here. It's really thick. And I'll show you how to feed your starter so you have more for either tomorrow if you want to make another loaf of bread. I've got another one on the counter anyway. I always keep sourdough going because I never know when I'm going to make a loaf or make bagels or just anything. And I don't strictly use sourdough. I'm not, you know, like a Puritan or anything like that when it comes to baking. I like yeasty bread as much as I like sourdough. Okay, and the bread flour, and you can also use all-purpose. Doesn't have to be bread flour, but bread flour has a higher gluten content. It's going to be a little bit better for you, a little bit stronger. But I use as much all-purpose as I do bread flour. So I'm going to put, we got 1 cup of whole wheat in here, so I'm going to put 4 cups of loosely packed bread flour in my measuring cup. Loosely, don't pack it, you know. Okay, now you want to take your salt. This is Himalayan pink salt. You can use any salt you wish. I wouldn't use iodized table salt. Get yourself some Himalayan pink salt or some sea salt, something like that, a little bit softer on the tongue. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons, because this is enough to make 2 loaves of bread. 2 teaspoons of the salt. Okay, so we've got our bread flour, we've got our whole wheat flour, we've got our oil, our honey, a little bit of yeast, salt, and our sourdough starter, and I'll show you what to do with that. So this all goes back. And here is your salt and your all-purpose flour. I'm just going to put it right in here like that. And I'm trying to get some more of that honey out of there. There's quite a bit in there still. I thought by not going first it wouldn't be like that. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here with some water. Get that started. Okay, so now I have a very weak arm. It's almost unusable. Both of them, actually. So what I'm going to do with my Danish whisk is do as much as I can. Then I'm going to skip over to my left hand because I just don't have the strength. That's why I can't knead anymore. I have to do it this way. I can do a little bit, but once it starts getting a little bit thick, I can't do it anymore. People learn, and we're going to have to put probably maybe another 1/4 cup, like 3 tablespoons of water in here because it just seems a little bit dry. When you're using whole wheat also, you're going to use more water than normal because it just takes more water. Okay. So here we go. And I'm gonna go to my hand. And I'm just gonna go in here, and just like if I was kneading it, squish it together. Technical term there. It feels good. It's not too heavy. It's not too wet. It'll do really well. Now all we're going to do, once I get this pulled together, it's just going to be a shaggy mess. So you're like, oh my God, how's that going to make any bread? But you'll see. We're going to come back about a half hour, 45 minutes, or whenever the mood strikes you. You're going to come back in here. We're going to do some folds on it. Put the little bonnet back on it. Set it to the side for another half hour. Now there's sometimes I only do that maybe once before I throw it in the refrigerator overnight. It still comes out, so, play with it. Whatever works for you, it works. Okay. Let me wash my hands. So, get the little bonnet, get the little bonnet on. Put it in a warm place in your kitchen. Here in Florida, any place is warm. So, I'll put it right over here. Now, I'll clean all of this up later. But I want to show you how I feed my starter. Okay, this is bottled water. I always use filtered water, just so I'm not using chlorine or anything that's in. I have a city water. It's hard telling what's in that water, but I found the hard way that it does make a difference. Some people say it doesn't. It does to me. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of water in here to develop a paste. And I'm going to just use whole wheat. Whole wheat's better for your starter, or rye is really good for a starter. I go back and forth. Whole wheat to bread flour to regular flour. Okay, so we'll put 3 tablespoons equal. This is equal amounts. And then I just take and I stir it together and get as much off the side of the old starter as you can, because that's going to help feed your starter. Now, see how thick that is? A little bit too thick, so I'm just going to add a little bit more water. Not a lot, just a little bit, because I want a real thick paste. Almost like Play-Doh. Well, some people do like pancake batter. I like it a little bit thicker than that. You'll find the way you like it best anyway, what works for you. But this is so easy. Once you get started with it, it's almost addictive. It is to me, but I love to bake. Okay, here we go. Can you see that? Let me see. You see that? See how thick it is. And that's it. I just set that to the side. I don't put a lid on it. I put cheesecloth, just cheesecloth, right on top, and I set it over on my counter, and just let it go. And then tomorrow I'll have a starter. And I've already got one over here anyway. I was planning on doing some more, which I'll do. Okay. So, let me just get this out of the way because I quickly want to show you how we're going to start on making your own vanilla. just wipe up my flour here, if you don't mind. Here we go. I have vanilla. Let me show you. Okay. Now, all you need is, now this isn't cheap, but use the cheapest liquor that you can find. Now, this is spiced rum. I love it. It really has a good flavor to it. I made some about a year ago. I'll show it to you. Out of this, it's just wonderful. I made not only vanilla extract, but I made orange extract and coffee. And here's you take and I got a dehydrator, but you take dehydrated oranges. They don't have to be dehydrated, by the way, but it works really well. You take your dehydrated oranges like this, and you just break them into a canning canister, a jar, and add your liquor and put in your pressure cooker. You're saving over with this amount. You probably just buy this, the really good stuff at the store. It's anywhere from $15 to $20 for, you know, just a small bottle. But here you are with this for whatever this costs. And of course your vanilla beans, but I've had these vanilla beans for a long time. Now, these vanilla beans I've had in the freezer since the last time I made this, and that was last year. So what we're going to do, we're just going to take these, and don't get good vanilla beans, get like the grade B. You don't want the good ones. Grade B is fine. Now these are like hard as a rock, but we're going to fix that. I'm going to take these because they have to be broken in half. And you want to try to get in the middle of them, but they're so hard, that's going to be rough. So I just break them in half. Seeds are going to come out of them anyway. Now this is about 12 beans. They tell you to do 24, but I found I don't need 24. This is fine. Okay, so put that in your jar like so. Get rid of that. And you want to take your rum or whiskey or any kind of liquor, and you want to take that all the way up to the bottom part of the lip where the rings are. And you can mix this as well. Anytime I've run out of like vodka and I've added this, or vice versa. Okay. Almost out of that, huh? So there you have it. And you put your lid on it. Just like if you've ever canned anything. Let me show you. If you've ever canned anything, see, there it is. There's your lid. You want to put that on there, and then you want to do fingertip tight. So I do it a little. It says not to do it too tight, but I do it a little bit tighter because whenever I've made this, if it's not a little bit tight, it loosens up, and you lose a lot of this during the pressure sequence. So there you have it. Now we're going to put this. Let me raise this up so you can see it. I'm going to leave the pressure cooker over there. You're going to put this in the pressure cooker with about 1.5 cups of water. Oh, I need to put on. I need to find it. Let me go over here. I need to put my thing on there. My rack. Great. Okay, hold on one second, okay? Okay, I've had my rack. I forgot. I was canning my jelly and my preserves about 3 weeks ago. I rearranged my pantry, and I put this with my canning pot. It was back in the pantry, so I got it. So you want to use this at the bottom because you don't want your jar to sit on the bottom of the pressure cooker. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in here, like so. Make sure it's one there, and then I'm gonna set it for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, and then you're gonna let it release pressure naturally until it's all the way done. Don't take it off, leave it alone. It may take, you know, what, 20-30 minutes for it to do that, but you don't want to take that out of there. Just let it go. So that's where we are right now, and when it's time to take care of the dough again, I'll bring you back. Okay, it's been about 35 minutes since we put our dough together. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to fold it. And then once we do that, in another, I'm going to say half hour, 40 minutes, I'll do the same thing again. If I can think about it, I may do it again, but you don't have to do all that. Once or twice is plenty as far as I'm concerned, the way I do it. And then I just put it in the refrigerator for the rest of the night. But I leave it out on the counter after the folds are done until it doubles in size. So let me get it and I'll show you what to do. So here it is. And this is almost a half to. You have to turn some water on to do this. I just do it like that. I have to do it with my left hand, so I'm a little bit floppy with my left hand, and these are clean dishes. Okay, you ready? Okay, can you see me? There you go. Okay. Let me bring it a little bit closer so you can see it better. Okay. So I wet my hands. Here's your dough. And I just reach down, pull it up. See, it's already a little bit loose, not as heavy as it was. And you just do that, you fold it over. So all the way around, do the same thing. Watch your hands again. Fold it over again. And we're going to do that again. And again. And I usually do this until the dough becomes a tight ball. And then I just pat it down, put the bottom back on it, and put it on the side again. And it's getting that way now. Let me show you. See how it's more together. It's not as rough and ragged, scraggly as it was. So I take it, and I'm just gonna bring it over, pat it down with my fist, rinse my hands off, and that's it. That's all you have to do to this. Now, there's been many a time I've taken it just this far, let it rise, and then just stuck it in the refrigerator overnight, and then the next day I baked with it, and it's fine. I wouldn't recommend that for everybody, but I mean, I just know, I guess by the feel of it, maybe? I don't know. But I'll go ahead and do it again, but you probably won't see me doing it again. You saw this. And then tomorrow, when I take it out of the refrigerator, I'll show you what it looks like. Until then, well, I'm going to have to come back anyway and show you the vanilla. And then we'll do that again. How's that? Okay, I'll see you then. Okay, so the pressure cooker has gone off. And we're going to take our vanilla out and see what it looks like. It's hot, very hot. And there it is, vanilla. You can't get any better vanilla than this. Now I make about 3 of these every year. I started 2 years ago. And this is absolutely wonderful. Um, that, as I use it, I'll top it off with more uh, liquor or vodka. So it lasts a long, long time. And I keep it in, let me show you what I have. So these are the ones I made last year. See? I put them in old pretty bottles. Now some of these, I have like 6 of these, believe it or not, but orange I've made, coffee, and I think I made a lemon. These happen to be vanilla, just like the one we made today. But these haven't been open for, well, they've never been open. So these are going to be very, very strong because they're over a year old. I make those, and then I give them away as gifts at Christmas time. So anyway, there's our vanilla. Now let me show you our bread dough. I've got my pajama bottoms on. It's late. Okay, look how much our dough has risen. See that? See? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the folds again. And from there, I'm just going to stick it in the refrigerator, and then in the morning we'll make bread. Let me show you what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do the folds. Let me get you down here so you can see them. There you go. Oh yeah, you can see that. So with my hand, let me actually wash my hand before I do that dough. Okay. So we're just going to take it, see what I'm doing here? Just like before. See how supple it is? Look at that. And that was just from one fold. This would be our second. But I did fold it quite a bit the first time. I just don't see a need to take it all the way to 4 folds. But I will leave it out. I could have left it out longer, even overnight, but the need just isn't there. It's been out, what, for 4 hours, 5 hours now. It's already risen to double its size, so it's ready to go in the refrigerator. You don't want to get it to a point where it's overproofing. We're going to put it in the refrigerator. And it's still rather warm right now. So in the refrigerator, it's going to rise up a lot slower, but it will rise up again. And in the morning, it'll be perfect and ready to make our bread. So while I have you, I was thinking, why don't I just go ahead and start some yogurt? It just takes minutes because I've already got my milk. The milk you get has to be ultra filtered for this type of yogurt. It's so hard for me to pick anything up anymore with my arms, so forgive me, please. Let me get my culture. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Let me get a cup. Take our yogurt, our pressure cooker. We're going to empty that. It's already sterilized really good because of the vanilla we had in there with hot water. So we're good to get it there. Just make sure your pot's really clean when you do this. I'm going to bring this over there. Here we go. see? Yeah, you can see. Okay, so all you need for this is milk. I went down from a gallon down to a half a gallon. I used to do a gallon of just regular homogenized milk, but I found that I really didn't go through it as quickly as I used to. So I went down to a half a gallon, and instead of going through all the steps with just regular milk, I get the ultra filtered kind, and I do a cold start, which means I don't have to boil it. I don't have to do any of that. I'll bring it back down to temperature. All I'm going to do, and again, please look, this is whole milk, but it is ultra pasteurized. I know this is going to come up backwards. Just make sure it's ultra pasteurized and you're good to go. And this is so easy. I do this all the time. This is the way I do my yogurt. I make my cheese, everything. So I'm just going to, all you need is a little bit of yogurt for a starter. I didn't have any yogurt left from my last batch, so I had to get a starter from the store, which all it is just whole Greek yogurt. And it has, all it has to have in it is just make sure that it has active cultures. That's all you need. Do this. So we'll put it in here like this. Can you see it? Can you see it? Got, I guess I used about about 3 tablespoons of yogurt. I'm just thinning it out to add to the body of the milk once I put it in here. See, that's all it is. I'm just thinning it out. So what we're going to do is put all of our milk this will give me enough yield to where I'm going to be able to get about a quart of yogurt and about, I don't know, about 3 pints maybe. We'll double check that in the morning because every time it's a little bit different, of either cream cheese. I usually make yogurt cheese, which is my version of cream cheese. Or you can do not just cream cheese, but other cheeses as well with this. Okay, so it's all nicely mixed, all ready to go. And we're just going to put it right back in the pressure cooker. And your pressure cooker should have a yogurt button. You just hit yogurt. I set mine for 12 hours. I like 12 hours is the sweet spot that I like. Generally people go 8, 10, 12. I've gone as far as 18 hours. The longer you go, the more sour you're going to have your yogurt or your cheese. So you have to make it according to what you like. That's ready to go. And you don't need if I get the right lid out, I'll be good shape. Ah, you get it. My arm will reach. A regular lid on it. That's your pressure. It's not going to be under pressure. And there you have it. Yogurt's done. Your bread's in the refrigerator. And you've got beautiful vanilla. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. And I'm so glad you spent some time with me. Tomorrow morning, or tomorrow at some point, we're going to make our bread. We will strain our cheese and make our yogurt. And we're off for the weekend. All right, thank you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. So, good morning, everybody. Especially you, Becky, since this whole thing is for you. Yesterday, we did our no-knead dough. It's in the refrigerator, ready to come out. We did our vanilla. See how dark it got overnight? See that? And you can add more to this as you use it. But I'm going to be putting this in the pantry in a cool, dark place for, later on. I'll probably divide that up in the little bottles. But for right now, it's going to sit on the counter. And then our yogurt. What I wanted to do this morning was show you the yogurt. So hold on a minute. Let me get it. Oh, it's ready to go. Hi, Rosie. So I put this towel on the yogurt while it was going to keep the condensation from the lid from dripping down into the yogurt. So here we go. Now it's set up nice. So here's our yogurt. Now you can use it just like this. Put it in a container, put it in the refrigerator, you've got yogurt. But I like the Greek yogurt, so I'm going to strain it. And then from that, I'm going to take it one step further and make yogurt cheese, which is like, I turn it into cream cheese. I use it in everything. But if you can see, it's pretty solid. Now, what I've been doing the last month or more making this, I saw on a channel to put this product in the refrigerator and let it chill down, and it acts much better. I just wanted to show you how thick it really is already. See? So what we're going to do, I'm going to put a bonnet on it, like I do the dough. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it chill down, and then we'll come back after that happens. I'll show you how to strain it and how to set it up to make your cheese, because we have to go a little bit further with the cheese to get, to make it where it's more solid. So with that being said, I'll see you back in just a little bit, okay? If I can figure out how to work this. I also wanted to show you real quick a loaf of whole wheat sourdough that is the other half of the dough of the sourdough bagels we made yesterday. This goes to a friend of mine who requested some whole wheat sourdough. So I'm going to quick show you how to do that in a cold oven. And this is also no-knead sourdough. Very simple to work with. Let me get my... Like I said, everything's the same as it was with the bread that we made last night that's in the refrigerator now. So I'm going to put you down here so you can see what I'm doing. How's that? Okay? So, hold on one second. Get this out. And this just takes seconds. A few minutes to mix it together, a few minutes of your time until it goes in the refrigerator, and then a few minutes to shape it and get it in the oven. Now, when we put this in the pan, it's just going to be like a regular sourdough where you put the lid on it, and then you're going to put it in the oven. Now, I'm putting it in a cold oven, 450 degrees. Most people want you to put the pans in the oven, heat the oven up to, 475, and deal with all that heat. Well, I'm not going to do that. You can see I burn myself all the time. So I found out you can put it in a cold oven and it comes out just as good. So here we go. This is all we need right here. Can you see that? Let me put you down a little bit. There you go. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to pull it out up here at the top, bring it in just a little bit, like so. And this is just the way I do it, shape it, because you want it to fit into this pan. So you're going to start rolling it. You're going to tuck, roll, tuck. Get a little bit of strength to it, some tension. And as you go, I always like to bring these over like this so you don't have, large amounts on the side. So you're going to roll and tuck and pull a little bit of tension. See, we're not using a lot of flour. I really didn't need all that. And this dough is real cold, so it's going to handle a lot easier than warm dough. You always want to try to work with cold dough if you can. And then we're going to roll her on up. Now, what we're going to do, the same, we're going to pinch that. And if it has a lot of flour on it, it's not going to, it won't stay together. It'll want to open up. That's why you want to try and stay away from as much flour. Plus, it makes the dough tough when, with the bread. As bread, it's tougher and drier. So, there you have it. And that's it. Let's see what we look like. Now we can do fancy. So this is just a plain whole wheat sourdough loaf. We're going to score it and we're going to put it in the oven. And that's it. You can do, later on I'll show you some fancy ways that you can work with it. Make it, pretty for parties or holidays and so on. So you want to take it. I'm going to put it in the pan. I always line my pans. You don't have to, but I like to. It's easier to take out. Not as easy to put in though, is it? There we go. Get it in there. There we go. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to take my lom. These are I just keep it in these plastic bags because it is a razor. And we're going to score it. So what I'm going to do, you see that? I'm going to take and open it up a little bit. Scoring isn't just for the way it looks, but as this rises and bakes, the heat and the as it proofs, it's going to want to pop out. So give it a place to pop out with instead of it creating its own area to pop out. So we're going to take, and it also works a lot better with your lom scoring it when it's cold. Okay. Now I'm going to take it over here. Now this is just a pan size. This isn't a bowl or anything like this. This is just something real simple and easy. We're going to do a little wheat pattern on the side, like so. And down we go. There you go. Okay, what I am going to do is sprinkle just a little bit of flour on top of it to give it a little bit of interest once it's done. You'll see what I'm talking about when I take it out of the oven. Okay, so what we're going to do now is put the lid, another pan. You don't have to go out and buy anything special. Just get another pan just like this. Oh, wait a minute. I want to spray it a little bit. Humidity helps it rise. So let's spray it a little bit. Put the pan back on. Let me put you back up so you can see we put it in the oven. As if you need to see that. But here we go, okay? So we're going to go right over here. Middle rack. Make sure your lid's on there. It's cold oven. We're going to set it for 450 for an hour. But with Alexa, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her remind me in about 45 minutes, just so I can check it and make sure it's all right. If it is, I'll take the top lid off and let it finish browning without the lid on. So Alexa, set timer for 45 minutes. And that's it for right now. And it'll just be a split second for you, but it's going to be about, I don't know, a half hour for me until I can get back to you. And then we'll do the other bread. Okay, so what we're going to do now is work with the dough that we made last night. And that is right out of the oven. It's because I have that bread in the oven, that other loaf. Right out of the refrigerator. See how much it rose again last night in the cold oven? In the refrigerator. Something wrong with me. Anyway, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to cut it in half because we're only going to use half of this to make this sandwich loaf. Now, this is the same recipe, same dough. What I want to do is cut this in half, save half of it, because later on I want to make a babka for you. That's a sweetbread out of half of this. This half I'm going to make like a sandwich loaf. It's the same dough. It's just prepared differently. The one in the oven is going to be like a sourdough with a crustier exterior. Well, you know how sourdough tastes. And this is going to be like a sandwich loaf. Soft exterior. I'm going to put some chia seeds on top. And you can, use it to make sandwiches. It's just going to be soft to the touch. Okay, let me get my bench scraper. And we'll cut this in half. I don't need that, so that goes back in there. That's the beauty of this no knead. You can just use whatever you want at any day. Like, let's say you go to work today, or you're going to go to work today. Well, get up a few minutes early, take it and shape it, throw it in a pan, throw it in the refrigerator. When you come home, put it in the oven. You've got fresh homemade bread. And it stays in there, 3, 4, 5 days. Actually, it gets a little bit more sourdoughy, if you know what I mean. So not much. We don't want much flour because we're not going to toughen it up. Just enough to keep it from sticking to everything. Where's I washed it. It's in the sink. Here you go. Okay, same as we did before. Just roll it out. You don't want to beat your air out totally, flatten it. I found that it just works better this way. It doesn't have so much area to climb. A little bit more. Hey, Andy. You gonna look out the window? Go ahead. Okay, there you have it. There you go. Okay. Shoulders in. Remember that? Might help if I put you down so you can see it. There you go. Okay. Shoulders in. Still can't see it, can you? Is that better? Yeah. And you start rolling it from the center. Roll and tuck. Roll and tuck. And you want to take your edges and try to keep them in because you want to keep everything lined up as much as you can so you don't have one narrow, one big. Remember, it has to go into your pan. See? And as time goes by, should you want, we'll show you how to make this into like seeded rye or, just a whole bunch of different things you can do with this. No preservatives, no additives. If you were to buy something like this at the store or a bakery, you're going to be paying $8 to $10. And it's fun. It's therapeutic, good for you, good for your family. It's fermented. You do so much with this. What's left over, you can either freeze or you can turn it into breadcrumbs. You can turn it into croutons. You can use it when you make your meatloaves. A lot of different applications for this. Very, very good for you. Okay, can you see that? That's it. So we're going to put it in our little pan. One thing I don't like about these is they like to flop in, but they're wonderful. I love baking my stuff with them. Get them out easier. No worry about sticking. Now we're going to score this as well, but I'm going to put an egg wash on this one. And this is, instead of going right into the oven, this has to rise by itself. It's going to take about an hour to do that. But it's already risen once. We need it to rise again after we shape it in a warm place. Now I have a proofer, but I'm going to let it go on its own because a lot of people don't have a proofer. But, you know, a lot of people have one and they don't even know it. I didn't know that I had mine in my, my toaster oven. What's that called? Well, my oven. Okay, so let me put the chia seeds on it. Now you can use any topping you want. Everything bagel, fennel, caraway, poppy, raisins. I just like the chia seeds, are good for you. Okay, what did I do with my razor blade? Okay, I go ahead and do this now. A lot of people wait until after it's proofed, but there have been too many times that I want to do that and I've deflated the whole thing. So, you know, I don't do that anymore. Too much work involved. So we're going to cut this about the same way as we did the other one. See how I'm doing that on an angle? Not straight down, not real deep, but deep enough. And then you want to bring it around. And then you can do little designs on the side. If you wish. Okay, there you have it. See? So we're going to cover this with a bonnet. Get my bonnet out. I need a green bonnet. Do I have a green bonnet? I'm running out of bonnets. Okay. So we're going to cover this up like so. I'm going to put it on top of the oven because the oven's on and the heat will help this rise. Okay, I wanted to show you also, if you remember last night, I fed my starter. We used almost all of it except for just a few drops. And see, look how much it's grown. See how much? So this is ready to go. We can make another loaf should we desire, or I can just pop this in the refrigerator. But for now, I'm not going to use it because I still have this dough in there, and I have another regular white dough that somebody wants me to make English muffins out of. So I'll probably end up just putting this in the refrigerator for now. So with that being said, when the bread comes out of the oven, I'll bring it back. Okay, so 45 minutes has gone by. We're going to check our bread right now. Oh wow, it's really pretty. I may not need the extra 15 minutes. But there it is. See? Pretty? Smells great. Let me take its temperature, and then if it reads close to 200 or a little bit over, we're going to say this is done. I take it both sides. Okay, that's exactly 200 there. This is 199. Let's take it over here. Middle reads 200. 200. Okay, let's check this out and see what we have on the bottom. Now, don't forget this is a whole wheat loaf. There you go. 45 minutes in a cold oven from start to finish. Oops. 25 minutes start to finish. I'm going to put it in a cooling tray, cooling rack. And there you have it. There's your sourdough bread, whole wheat. Out of what we made. Oh no, this is the bagel dough that I used. The one that we're going to make into sandwich bread is on the oven right now, and it's proofing. I saved these until they really look bad. It just works because this parchment paper gets expensive. So for right now, well, let me get the other bread and show you what that looks like, what stages that's in. We'll lower the temperature to our oven down to 375. Oh, that's doing nice. So I wanted to crust about that. So I'm going to say about 10 more minutes. Maybe 5 minutes. I don't want it to overcook. So let's turn the oven down to 350. Put this away. And so when that's ready to go in the oven, we'll be right back. See you then. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the bread in the oven. And we're going to, I set the temperature for 350. We're going to put it in there for roughly 30 minutes. We're going to play with it a little bit. But I'm going to have Alexa give me a check time for like 20 minutes. Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes. 71.
And then I also want to spray a little water in here, move it a humid environment. And there you have it for right now. Okay, hi. Our bread, our sandwich bread, has just a few minutes left, but in that time I wanted to bring out our yogurt and show you what it looked like and how I strain it and get it ready for the cheese making process. Again, I'm dealing with this weak arm. Okay, you can buy yogurt making bowls and presses and all that on Amazon or any bakery store. But I found, you know, for the price of those, they run $50, $60, and they're just plastic bowls. What I do, I just use a regular plastic bowl. You use glass if you wish, a strainer, regular strainer, and a cheesecloth. Now I've had these cheesecloths for, I want to say 30 years. I bought a pack of them years and years and years ago, and I still have them. They used to be red. Don't ask me. I mean, that's the way they were. So anyway, this is all chilled now. It's thickened up quite a bit. Okay. Okay, so let's get busy here. Now, like I said, you can put this in a container right now and call it a day. You've got yogurt. But two things here. I want to take this and strain it and make Greek yogurt out of it. And then I'm going to take it a step further and make cheese. So right now, and this is a half a gallon of milk. And see, it's, you know, we're using every drop of it. No waste. I fill this completely full. And what I have left, I put in a container, and that's just regular yogurt. I can either add fruit to that, and eat it as yogurt. Let me put this down. Excuse me for not doing that before. There you go. See, I have it in here. So with that, all I'm going to do is pull up the edges of it till they meet, like so. Like so. Some people even leave this on a counter and hang it from your cabinet tops. But I like to keep it in the refrigerator. I have better control of it that way. Alexa, cancel timer. That's our bread timer. And I just twist it around, tuck it in, and it's going to, can you see that? How it's straining? And then when that's done, I'll show you what it looks like. But in the meantime, it's going right back in the refrigerator. Now with what's left, put you back up here. There we go. With what's left, I'm going to put in a container, and I'm going to use that. I can use it for anything. I can even still strain it later on for either more cheese or for a thicker yogurt. But this will make excellent. This is organic milk too. This is made out of. And this is pretty much what I get every time. Let me get a spoon and show you. See? This is 100% natural from organic milk. With a lid on it, and in the refrigerator it goes. To use any way you wish. Now, I use my yogurt. I use just to let you know. I use my yogurt in my baking. I use it in soups. I use it in almost anything. But I love it in breads. It just does something to the bread. But it's so versatile. Anyway, let me put this in the sink. I'm going to check our bread. And see where we are. Here, Rosie, Andy. Looking good, guys. Oh, my arm. Arm doesn't want to work today. Okay, this has a ways to go. See, it's still a little bit blonde. Let's take its temperature and see where we are. Give you an idea of how much longer it has. Yeah, it's only like 140. So I'm going to say about 20 more minutes it has. So when that happens, we'll come back, take this out of the oven. And with this one, see how much softer it looks versus, I don't know if you can, well, no, I better not. I don't trust my hand. Versus this one. They're much crustier, more solid. That's same dough, different preparations. So let's put this back in the refrigerator. I got my oven and the refrigerator's mixed up today. Let's put this back in a 350 oven. I'm going to say about 20 more minutes. And when that's done, I'll bring you back and we'll finish this video out. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, hi. We're all back. I think our bread's ready to go. I'm going to take it out. We're going to take its temperature and see where we are. Oh, yeah. Looks done. Whoa. Okay, let's take its temperature. Okay, what I like to do is both ends. This reads exactly 200. The side, 202. In the middle is 202. So we're done. Let's get it out of the pan. You want to try to take them out of the pan as soon as possible, because they'll steam and it will make your bread soggy. So let's get it out of here. This is why I like these. Yeah, see, and your pan's all clean and ready to go. So let's see what the Alexa, cancel the timer. Can you see this? Oh yeah, got a good crust on it. There's the bottom, the side. See where we opened it? Look at that. Nice and soft. Now what I'll do with this one that I didn't do with that one is I'm going to put a little bit of butter on it. That helps create a softer crust as well. This one's already pretty cooled down. So let me get the butter. Let's save our parchment here. Okay, here we go. See this? There we go. Now the best shot. This is what I use for all my butters. This is bread, or all my breads. This is butter right here. I have it at room temperature, ready to go. And there you have it. See how easy all of this was? Same recipe, two different ways. This is your hear that? That's your sourdough. That's cooked in the oven at 450 degrees, 45 minutes in a covered pan. It went into a cold oven, set then at 450 for 45 minutes. This one is the same recipe, but it's treated as if it's a yeast dough. This will make good sandwiches. It's going to have a nice soft exterior. It was not covered, and it was cooked in a 350 degree warm oven. And there you have it. Same recipe, two different breads. Okay. That will be the end of this particular video. What I wanted to do was a few other things, but it's running too long. My cheese, that's still going to be until later today into tomorrow. So when I get that done, we will show that at on the next video for you. Sorry about that, but I just can't run into more time. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody staying with me for the totality of this video. And for Becky, I hope this helps you out a little bit on understanding how the sourdough works. Sourdough is so healthy for you. This bread has no additives. It has no stabilizers. There's nothing in it but flour, butter, milk. I mean, sourdough, and it's good. It's fermented bread. It's good gut health. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this, but again, we're running out of time. I have some bread that's been left over that I've had out on the counter for a couple of days. I'm turning into breadcrumbs and bread croutons. But again, I can show you that on a later video. But until then, I appreciate you stopping by and spending some time with me. And I'm looking forward to making another video. I want to show you the pantry that I'm working on. I've been working on it for almost a year now, and it needs drastic organization because it's spread all over the house. But until then, hopefully you'll join me again and you help me with my pantry. Okay, you have a good day. This is Sunday, and I have a good start to a new week. Thank you very much, and I will see you later. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, here's the wind, the breeze feels so good. Here's the driveway, the front yard with all the palm trees. I planted this palm tree when it was just like 2 feet tall. Look at it now. That's the neighborhood. That way. And all of our plants. We have a ton of plants in the yard. And then there's the front of the house. You can't see that house for the plants. Let's see. All kinds of goodies.